Hello, you guys. Luxura Moon Goddess. And today, for Real Talk Friday, I'm going to be discussing I'd rather be respected in a relationship than loved. Now, let me get into it. I'd honestly, if I had to choose between being loved by someone or being respected, I would honestly choose being respected, and I'm going to explain why that is. With these men out here today, first of all, if you've seen one of my previous videos, I was talking about with men, they're not emotional creatures. They're just not wired to love in the same manner that women can. So, with that being said, and plus, I've never been one that's super into, the Disney World romance or, having a fairy tale wedding and da 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 da. No, I'd honestly would just rather be respected in a relationship than be loved. I just don't with these men nowadays, it's like honestly with men, they're not really capable of loving in the same manner that a woman can. They're just not able to. They're not wired in the same way. And so, speaking on the theme of that, you have all of these women out here because they've been programmed by, this Disney World idea of, falling in love, being with Prince Charming, da 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 da. And you have these women who are so hard up for love. And they're in these relationships. They're in these relationships constantly being disrespected. And yet they will stay with a man who literally doesn't care about her, who doesn't even love her, and will be constantly disrespected. It's like, to me, I'm not going to sit in a relationship where I'm not being respected. I have a low tolerance at my age. I have a low tolerance for disrespect anyway. I'm just not going to deal with it. I'm not going to sit in a relationship with some man talking to me crazy, calling me out my name, and then giving a fake apology because I don't really believe in forgiveness. I believe in do better. I'm not going to sit in a relationship with a man who's giving some fake apology and he thinks that I'm stupid enough to accept the apology. It's like, no, I'm not cut from that cloth. I'm just not going to put up with it. And that's just me. I would be 100% okay if a man just respected me, treated me right, and had some level of human decency. I'd honestly take that over love any day. I just would. Because again, most of these men out here, they're not capable of giving the love that most women truly want anyway. hmm So with that being said, I'll take respect any other day. It's like, respect me. Treat me right. Listen and pay attention to the words that I'm saying. So a lot of people, and speaking on listening, most people do not have the capacity to listen the way they should. They will hear you, but they don't listen. It's like you can have a conversation with someone literally one day, and then the next day they barely remember what conversation that you talked about together the day before. It's like, what if you want to reminisce on something, a moment, a memory, or what have you? And it's like they didn't pay attention to a word that you said. No, am not going to tolerate it. I don't, no, I'm not cut from that cloth. I don't tolerate disrespect very well. I just don't. It's like, when you start talking to me crazy, I'm not going to allow you to sit and talk to me crazy. I will walk away, hang up the phone, do what I need to do. Because for me personally, it is more disrespectful to myself to stay in a relationship or be in the presence of someone disrespecting me. It's more disrespectful to myself. So you have to stop and think, why would I sit in a relationship where I'm being disrespected, taken advantage of, not being appreciated? It's like, no. it's more disrespectful to myself to sit in a relationship or settle for a relationship where I'm being disrespected. So, all of these women, you have all these women out here, again, hard up for love. I don't really know how they do it. I just I don't have the capacity to do that in a relationship, and I'm not really sure as to why there's so many women who will put up with men's nonsense and their bullshit just to stay in a relationship with them, just because they're hard up for love. I don't really understand it. Mm. It's like I couldn't do that. You couldn't even honestly. You would have to pay me a good amount of money for me to deal with that, because I'm just not going to tolerate the disrespect. So, with that being said, I will take being respected over being loved any day. And I think a part of me as to why that is honestly, I love myself enough. I love myself enough. I love who I am, even with all the flaws that I have. I love myself. I can give myself the love that I need if I really think about it. I can give myself the love that I truly need, the love that I truly desire, the love that I deserve over any man can. It's like I can give myself that. I know that these men out here, especially nowadays, these men nowadays, they're not going to have the capacity to love you in the way that you want to be loved or even deserve to be loved. So it's like for me, I don't care about, and I've never been one of those little girls, oh, I can't wait to get married, and, I'm gonna have a dream wedding, and, I'm already thinking about what I'm gonna name my kids with this man, and da 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 da. No, that's never been me. I've never been that type of woman. I wasn't that little girl, and honestly, if I was that little girl, there's no telling what type of relationships I would have done put up with, to be honest. It almost scares me to even think about it. I wasn't that type of little girl. Mm. And so, with that being said, these men out here, some of y'all do not understand. They're not wired to be that type of man, that type of Prince Charming that you're looking for. They're just not like that. Men are very sociopathic by nature. They're very about, what can I get out of you? What type of benefits am I getting from this relationship? What is it that, they're wired to think more like that rather than seeing the emotional aspect of a relationship. To them, just being in the presence of a woman, the emotional aspects of a relationship, that's not the benefits that they're looking for. That's not the benefits that they're looking for. The main benefit that they're looking for, which you already know what it is and what it was, is that they want to sleep with you. That's the main thing that they're looking for. That's the main thing that they want in a relationship. And they will do whatever they need to do to get it. So, with that being said, and they're not, and most of these men out here, when they are super romantic, again, what is it that they're trying to get from you? Again, they want to sleep with you, or they want something from you. It's not going to be just genuine. It's not, they cannot love unconditionally. They're not wired that way. They're just not wired that way. So, with that being said, why would I really care about trying to get love from this person that's not able to love anyway? It's like, why? To me, that's a waste of time. I don't need to be loved by men. And I know how that sounds. Some of y'all, oh, that doesn't make sense. Love is so important. Da, 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 da. I don't care. I don't crave this romance, this love on the level of most women. I just don't care. Mm. And with that being said, honestly, I think that's why because again, most women is like they're going through hell and grief in these relationships because again, they're tolerating disrespect. It's like they're choosing love over respecting, quite frankly, themselves. So they're choosing love. They have it in their mind. Oh, I just want to be loved. I want to be romanced. I want da 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 da. You're choosing love over the respect of yourself. Because again, you're staying in this relationship. You hear a man saying, I love you, even though he says, I love you, it doesn't mean that he means it. But you're choosing love over respecting yourself. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, why would you put yourself through hell and grief being in a relationship with a man who does not respect you? It doesn't make any sense to me. I just wouldn't be able to do it. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like I said, you would have to pay me enough to do it, and even then, I probably still wouldn't want to do it because I just have a low threshold for being disrespected. I wouldn't tolerate it. So, with that being said, I will take being respected over love any day. It's like if I could just get that from a man. You're respectful. You're not talking to me crazy. You're not trying to be abusive, lay hands on me, or what have you. Honestly, I'd be just fine with that relationship. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I wouldn't care if he's not super romantic. I wouldn't care if he's not bringing flowers because to me, with men, anyway, with doing romantic gestures, there's always strings attached to it. If we're being honest, there's strings attached to it. There's a reason why he's bringing you flowers. There's a reason why he's trying to buy you chocolates, give you jewelry, and do all of these things. There is a reason to it. There's hidden strings attached to it. There's a hidden agenda right up here in his mind as to why he's doing it. Not that I wouldn't like the items. If he's giving me flowers, yeah, I'm gonna like it anyway. But in my mind, I would just note, oh, okay, he's giving me this, and he wants something from me. Usually, it's because they want to sleep with you, but of course, it could be other reasons as to why they're doing that. Because again, with the nature of men, they're very sociopathic, and they want to get what it is that they want, whatever it is that they want. They're very goal oriented, they're very goal driven. So they're trying to do, and it's almost like a mind game to them. What do they have to do to get what it is that they want from you? That's basically how they are. They're not able to really love unconditionally. They're just not able to. And with that being said, now that I'm speaking on that, I don't understand, women are so, because we're more wired to be emotional creatures, you have these women they're gonna love a man so unconditionally, and it's like that. What was that song back in the day by J-Lo? My love don't cost a thing. They will love, a man don't have to provide financially. He doesn't have to. It's like these women out here nowadays will deal with these bare minimum men. If they're even doing the bare minimum at all. And at what cost? To be disrespected. It's like you're sitting with a man who is disrespectful to you. Couldn't do it, wouldn't do it. That's just me. That's just me. I wouldn't do it, couldn't do it, wouldn't do it. I would have to send him on his merry way to go deal with some pygmisha or whoever, and he would have to deal with that from some other woman because I'm not going to tolerate it. But anyway, that's just me. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Don't want to do it because I already know my worth. See, when you know your worth, you know what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not willing to tolerate. I know what I'm willing to tolerate, and what I'm not going to put up with. And the disrespect, I'm just not going to put up with it because it's draining. It is draining to deal with somebody who is disrespectful to you, talking crazy, and then you have to stop and think. You're staying in a relationship with a man who is disrespectful to you. It's draining. You know how they say, looks fade? You sit up in a relationship with a man who's disrespectful to you, treating you like dirt. Oh yeah, your youth is gonna be gone very quickly before you even get to old age. Before you become elderly, you're gonna be tired. You're gonna be exhausted with his excuses, with his nonsense, with his bullshit. It's like, why do you want to put yourself through that level of hell and grief? Ladies, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Do not sit and be with a man who is disrespectful to you, who's going to treat you like the scum of the earth. Because, that's how these men are nowadays. So, with that being said, again, I'll say it one last time. I will take being respected over being loved. So, with that being said, that's what's basically what's on my mind lately, and just wanted to put it out there for this real talk for today. And so that's all I have for this one, and I will check you later in the next one. Bye bye.